Hello students, welcome to e-learning. In this video we are going to continue with simple stresses and strains. In this video we are going to concentrate on the definition of stress and strain, classification of stresses, again in that three types: tensile, compressive and shear stress, and also classification of strain. Again the same three: tensile, compressive and shear strain. Coming to the definitions of stress and strain, first we will understand stress. The force of resistance per unit area offered by a body against deformation. You can find out here there is one area here, and this area is having one small area taken over which a force is applied, and say consider this area is unit area, okay, maybe 1 millimeter square or 1 centimeter square or 1 square inch or 1 square feet or 1 square meter, okay. So over that unit area the force is applied, and that force which is developing stress, or it is going to develop a stress on this surface of unit area. So it is said to be sigma is equal to P by A. So what is that? Sigma is nothing but the notation given for the stress. So how to identify stress is load divided by area. So here this load is nothing but force which is applied on this particular unit area. So ratio of load to the area, okay, to the unit area is said to be stress, right? So it is nothing but resisting force per unit area perpendicular to the surface of the body, right? These all forces are perpendicular to the surface of the body, right? So the you can say restoring force, or per unit area. So what is it exactly? So this P is nothing but load in Newton. You can put it in kilonewton also as per SI unit. So area is given by square meter. You can write it as meter square, m raised to 2. Sigma is given by Newton per millimeter square here, because P is in Newton and divided by area is in millimeter square. So it is said to be stress, right? So stress is having unit of Newton per millimeter square. SI unit of stress is same, Newton per millimeter square. So Pascal is given by 1 Newton per meter square, okay. So this Pascal can be written as PA, okay. The symbol for Pascal is PA, first two letters. So it is given by 1 Newton per millimeter square. This we will concentrate while solving the problems in upcoming videos. Now, how to write the definition in the examination for this? Stress is given by, or it is defined as the ratio, okay, because this is numerator and denominator, right? So it is given by ratio. So ratio of load to the unit area is said to be stress, okay. Very simple line, very simple definition for stress. So it is denoted by sigma. So it is having the unit of Newton per millimeter square. This is sufficient to get marks in examination. Coming to strain here, what is exactly strain? So deformation produced by the application. Deformation means changes in the dimension. That dimension may be length, width, the thickness or the volume, you can say, okay. So changes means deformation. So changes produced by the application of load per unit length of the member is said to be strain. You can see here there is a cylinder and there are forces acting at the both ends. So it is originally the cylinder was having the length of L original, L naught, okay, LO you can say. So original length is LO, and after applying the forces, it has developed or changed its length to increment of delta L. Okay, there was a little bit increment of delta L in the original length. So that change in length, you can say, or here it is said to be elongation. So that elongation or change in length to the original length, okay, it is said to be strain. So elongation is also in millimeter, original length is also in millimeter. So both get cancels. So strain will not have any unit. It is unitless. Okay. So here it is denoted by, strain is denoted by E, small letter E, while here stress was denoted by sigma. Here it is small e. So it is nothing but the ratio between the change in dimension and the original dimension, and it has no unit. Okay. Now classification of stress. So when equal and opposite forces applied on a body and the resistance offered by the section of body is against the decrease in length. You can see there is a box. There is a box and there are two persons who are pushing, try to apply the force on opposite directions. Okay, opposite forces are acting, but the forces are equal. Here from left side also it is same, 10 Newton, say example, and from right side also it is 10 Newton. So it is equal and opposite forces acting, right? And the resistance offered by the section, resistance offered by this body for these two forces in opposite directions again to resist these forces. So against the decrease in the length, they have said, right? Resistance against the decrease in the length. So it is said to be compressive stress. Or just you can say in the previous slide also you can observe stress is given by load by area. So P by A, right? So this P is nothing but here compressive load. Okay, this is compressive load and divided by area. So what is the area? The cross-sectional area on other side here. That cross-section area is not seen, but the surface which is having the load, okay, from both the side is taken as area. So load divided by area, compressive load. How to define it in the examination? Very easily, it is defined as the ratio of compressive load to the unit area is said to be compressive stress. Okay, very simple definition. So coming to one note again, compressive stress will be having compressive loads, and the stress developed due to that compressive load is said to be compressive stress. So coming to tensile stress now. So here it will be opposite. So box will be not pushed, it will be pulled, right? You can observe, yes. So this box is pulled in opposite direction. Okay. So again it is having equal and opposite forces. Here it is also 10 Newton, here also it is 10 Newton, but they are acting in opposite directions. So it is the resistance given, offered by the body, okay, not to increase its dimension. So that is said to be tensile stress. Okay. So easy definition again we will try to understand. P by A is given by stress, right? It is tensile stress now. So that tensile load divided by area, right? So what area? The surface where the load is applied. Okay, that particular area is taken into consideration, and the ratio of tensile load to the area is given by tensile stress. Coming to now shear stress. The shear stress can be defined as the tangential stress also. Okay, tangential stress also can be said to be shear stress. So when an elastic restoring force, or you can say deforming force, you can say, okay, the force which changes the dimensions of the object, so acts parallelly. See, one force is acting towards right side and another force is acting in left side, but at a distance, right? So these two forces are opposite in direction but parallel, right? So these two forces which are parallel and acting in opposite direction cause the shear stresses, frictional stresses, you can say. So where this frictional stress occurs? At the middle section here of this box. Okay, so that shearing stress or shearing resistance is said to be shear stress. The stress induced in a body when subjected to two equal forces opposite in direction, which act tangentially across the resisting section. So resisting section is what? This middle section, right? Because half the box is covered or is covered by this force and half the box is covered by this force, right? So the middle section will be having the resisting section, because there only the resistance is developed, right? So it is said to be shear stress. So you can say the simple definition. The ratio of shearing load to the area is said to be shear stress, right? The unit will be Newton per millimeter square. Okay, so these are the three stresses in classification of stress. So again, you can find out one of the images, very interesting image for compressive stress as well as shear stress. So normal stress is nothing but what? The forces which are acting normally. So here these two are nothing but normal forces acting. Compressive load is acting normally on this box. Tensile force is also acting what? Normal to the box. Normal means perpendicular to the box. So these are this here image is showing the compression, right? Compression of the box. So this force which is normal to the surface is developing what? Compression stress. Okay. So load divided by this area, okay, is said to be compressive stress, or it is going to develop the compressive stress. So now here this is very interesting, shear. So the inclined force which is applied and the bottom is fixed at the base, okay, bottom surface is fixed at the base, and the force, horizontal force, which is trying to push it in the tangential direction, you can say, okay, tangentially. The load is applied tangentially on this box. So that tangential force which is going to develop a resistance force in opposite direction towards left side at the base is nothing but is going to develop what? The shear between the box and the base. So that particular stress is said to be shear stress. Okay. Coming to next classification of strain. Firstly, we will understand normal strain, shear strain and volumetric strain. So normal strain, why it is normal strain? Because the loads are applied perpendicular to the objects or the surfaces. That is why it is said to be normal strain. So basically normal strains are nothing but tensile strain and compressive strain. So these two again develop what? Lateral strain and longitudinal strain. So what happens is, tensile strain, if it is going to pull it outside. Okay, this object is pulled from both the sides. It is going to increase in the length. So that particular increase in length due to tensile strain is called to be tensile load. Then it is said to be longitudinal strain. It is reducing the cross-sectional area, right? It is going to reduce the cross-sectional area. Cross-sectional area reduction is nothing but lateral strain. Okay, reduction in the dimension, reduction in the cross-section is said to be lateral strain, and change in the length is said to be longitudinal strain. Only in the length. Okay, here you can find in compression, compressive strain now, right? Loads are perpendicular and it is going to decrease the length. It is said to be longitudinal strain again. Decrease in the length, longitudinal strain. Here also increase in the length, longitudinal strain. Here what is happening? Reduction in the cross section. Here it is increasing the cross section, right? It is bulging out. So this object is bulged, right? In the cross section, it is increasing the cross section dimension. So it is said to be lateral strain. So both this tensile strain and compressive strain develop what? Lateral strain and longitudinal strain. So coming to shear strain here. Shear strain you can find out, just we have seen the animation in the last slide. Here there is one box which is fixed at the bottom. okay, and it is having a surface area over which a tangential force is applied. So this tangential force is developing little bit change in the angle. Okay, firstly it was 90 degrees. Okay, box was standing vertical. After applying the force, tangential force, the resistance is at the base in the left direction. So those are developing what? Change in direction or change in the x direction here, x dimension. So basically theta is nothing but the angle of change. Okay, so that angle of change is nothing but shear strain. Okay, change in the dimension. So now coming to volumetric strain. Volume means there are three dimensions, right? There is a box with LBH, length, breadth and height, which is applied with compressive force from bottom, top, behind, rear, front, right and left side. Okay, from all the sides the forces are applied, and the original volume was the original volume of the box is V0, and after applying the force the volume has reduced. Okay, and the box is with dotted line now. Okay, so it is changed one. Okay, original was blue color box, and after applying the forces there was change in the dimension or change in the volume. Okay, reduction in the volume. So that reduction in the volume is said to be volumetric strain. Change in the volume divided by original volume is going to give you volumetric strain. So thank you students. For further notifications and upcoming videos, please subscribe the channel.